Oh, by the way, Jerry's not only a police officer; he's also a firefighter.
Yeah, he's just
so I got both
hero all around
there.
Yeah, we just got our female audience back, Jerry.
Yeah. Get
Why
out!
don't you fact check that.
I want that fact check. Seriously. He's only 5'5", but it's still amazing. I'm sure he's still having fun. The Untouchable movies,
but I like how
are good. I like the first
Expendables.
one. Expendables. I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah, you're absolutely.
That's why you don't have any fucking fact checks, man. Because I correct you along the way.
Stick around, 'cause I am coming back, and I know someday I'm gonna make it big.
Talk about shit we talk about anyway. Just
seriously.
That's the plan. That's the dream. But anyway, all right, let's get to the show. Oh, dude, I used to live right by Washington.
My man was all methed out, and this lady, either he did. This is the part I don't understand. Either
he's a tweaker.
Yeah, either he did or this lady did hit this fucking beaver, right? So the lady sees it. She's like, oh, fuck. You know, she goes to her house to get like a box or whatever so she can take it to the vet to make sure it's okay.
not dead.
She comes back. Dude's got his pants down.
Oh, my God.
On top of it.
Yikes.
Nice beaver.
Yeah, like, dude, like, seriously. Fucking a beaver. On meth. Like,
right.
You can't make that shit up.
No.
What is wrong with people, man?
I don't know, man.
I have no idea. I mean, I've never done math, never will, but...
Oh, really? You're still a young man. You can work that into your
totally
repertoire.
Could. Yeah. Put that on my resume. I am a
not only a beaver, a dead one. Yes,
right,
yes.
right.
Hurry up. The race against
dude,
rigor mortis.
Think about it, man. They had to make...
Yeah, it's still warm.
Yeah.
I still feel it.
Think about it. They had to make laws. So someone had to do it before the law happened.
All I'm saying is...
Just having sex with an animal.
This world's starting to really disgust me, man.
Is just a whole new level.
It's making me sick, dude.
Dude, he's probably like, well, I haven't hit rock bottom yet.
Talking about bestiality right there,
Can't get
Jamie.
much more than that. You're banging a dead beaver.
Just kill yourself.
Seriously? You're not fucking around about this?
Yes.
Just get out of the gene pool, man.
Yeah, get
Why don't
out.
you fact check that?
I want that fact check. Seriously. Exactly, Jerry.
Dude, if I look that up, who knows what's going to come into my computer? You know,
all these fucking viruses.
Meth head fucking beaver.
Just put,
and I'll be like, next thing you know, my computer
That's
just
all you have to do.
sends me a message that
Type
says,
in-
I give up.
type in meth head. I'm telling you the keywords: meth head, beaver.
No, I'm not typing shit in. No
Dude,
way.
meth head, beaver, and Washington Township.
Seriously, where did you read this at?
It was
I'll
on
be-
the news.
I'm going to do it on my phone.
Because
I don't care.
I'll be in a mixed company. I'll wind up
Is that Apple or is it Android?
It's Android.
I'll wind
My
up
work
looking
phone
it up
is an
and it'll
Apple.
auto-complete and the person next to me won't have context. And they'll be like, what the hell is this guy looking up?
That's funny.
All right, I want to see if we're all on. So we all have our talents. Some people like to fuck beavers.
Yeah, that's amazing, dude. Seriously,
Yeah.
Yikes.
All right, moving on.
Yeah, let's get to the show.
All right. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Nick, John, and Jamie Show. I'm John.
Nick?
I'm Jamie.
So we haven't done this in a while, right? We're 34. This is our 34th episode, so we're 34 episodes in, and we haven't really reminded people about what the show is about. So I think the way I just want to, for anybody new that's joining the show, this is basically a weekly podcast of three friends that get together and
Bash Star Wars.
Bash Star Wars.
No, just kidding.
Whoa, that's
Bash The Last Jedi. Sorry.
Yeah, just The Last Jedi, not Star Wars.
Yeah, just The Last Jedi.
Let's confirm.
Well, and it's very, our show is very...
Wait a minute. Can I interject real quick?
You can, but you haven't been introduced
I know,
yet,
but
Jerry.
I got to say something.
Go for it.
I watched that and it pissed me off.
What did you watch?
What, The Last Jedi? Yeah, it should have.
Yeah, you want your time back, don't you?
Yeah, it was...
All right, The Last Jedi segment begins now.
All right, I'm sorry.
No worries. So for those of you that are new to the show, you just witness exactly what happens with the show. What we do is it started out with just the three of us, Nick, John, and Jamie, and we talk about the things that we dig. It's sci-fi. It's It is comic books. It's superhero movies. It's a lot of stuff that's circled around the entertainment business mostly, but specifically around the geektastic stuff that we love. And what we decided, this is many, many moons ago, at least before the podcast started, was that why don't we take a moment to start a podcast and start the podcast and basically do what we on the show would do every time we get together, which is talk about the stuff that we love in comics, movies, and television. And that's what we're doing. And what happens is we usually pick a topic, we go over the news, we go over weekend box office, and then watch where the conversation goes. And it goes into a lot of different directions, but it's really focused around this geektastic world and subject matter that we know and love. And for this week's podcast, joining us in the basement, you heard earlier, is a friend of the show, longtime listener. We've had him on once before. I think it was the Jamie Exploded episode, so it was around 14, 15.
Yeah.
No. It was the two Spocks.
It was Jamie...
We talked about the two Spocks.
I thought it was the two Spocks episode.
That wasn't on the Enterprise. That was on the Star Trek episode. That was on the Jamie Exploded episode.
Yeah.
You guys are even fact checking each other on the podcast. You guys are bad, dude.
Fact checking.
You guys are like a couple.
It's really meta right now.
But I haven't got anything wrong yet. I don't know, dude.
Ooh.
Just a challenge.
So we're welcoming back to the show, our friend of the show. He's our local peacekeeping superhero, our friend Jerry. Jerry, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
And so you're actually the first guest we've had twice, and we'll do this SNL thing. So if you get 3 more appearances, you'll
get a
gift
Stanley.
You'll get a gold jacket.
Yeah. Well, I got a hat, so
A 5-timer gold
I like
jacket.
the hat too. So I'm good.
That's right. You got a hat. Every guest gets a hat.
Yeah.
It's true. I gotta buy some more hats.
Well, Tickner still needs one.
Yeah, that's right. The little hat we had didn't fit his dome.
The little hat.
So we start off the show as usual with our weekend box office, and this show is not. And we're going to do the same here. So we got weekend box office. We had Crazy Rich Asians had a really good run, but they are no longer the number 1 spot.
Who took over?
The Nun, the horror movie that just came out. Have you guys seen any trailers? The imagery for it looks creepy as hell.
I don't see it.
But yeah, The Nun came in with a whopping $57 million for
Talking
its
like
first.
a nun with like an axe killing people.
Yeah, well, it's
don't-
more demonic possession, kind of like The Conjuring, kind of like Annabelle.
It's kind of like
that type
crazy.
of thing.
It looks freaky. If you see the trailer, it
I
kind
don't
of
do
looks.
horror movies, but like
I'm with you. I'm in the same. Not that I get scared of them. I just don't get.
does nothing for me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, think about it.
Nuns are evil to begin with. I'm going to Catholic school for as long as I did.
He said it. I didn't.
yeah, well, it's
He's most certainly correct.
He speaks from experience.
Yeah.
I don't have the.
Shit's weird, man.
I mean, they hit you with rulers back then, didn't they?
They used to grab my peach fuzz on the back of my neck and they drag you across the classroom screaming at you.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just get laid already.
You know.
All right.
Yeah.
To take all that tension
Take
out of
the
the
edge
room.
off.
Yeah.
Get the poison out.
Yes.
Just buy him a fucking vibrator or something.
The devil's not really inside you. You just gotta, explode. If you know what I'm saying.
It's either that or drill holes in your head.
It's
right?
called an orgasm.
Embrace it.
Yeah,
That's right.
Let it go down.
Right.
Seriously, man. There'd be so many.
It's human nature, man.
Yeah.
Except with a beaver. Don't do it with a beaver.
So the Nun
That's
topped
part of the news segment.
So the Nun topped off the box office with 53 million, almost 54 million. And then Peppermint, the new Jennifer Garner movie. Where
She's so hot.
she's very,
still hot.
very-
I like her a lot.
I'm glad she's
Remember-
back in the action
Yeah.
scene.
Do you remember her in Alias?
Alias is my favorite
love
show.
that show, dude.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
that show.
She's got great titties.
So see,
Have you seen them?
Not recently.
so Peppermint's coming in at $13 million. Crazy Rich Asians slipping down to third with $13 million at the box office.
I don't think they're crying about that though.
No, that movie did really, really well. $30 million budget, $135 million total gross in the box in the domestic. The Meg still hanging on. It's doing about $6 million. We talked about that last week. It crushed. It did almost $500 million. Searching, that's the who is it? The John Cho film. He was Harold and Kumar.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
So it looks like a thriller, possibly has a little bit of a horror edge to it, but mostly a thriller. That's coming in at number 5 at $4 million, a little over $4 million. Mission Impossible at 6 with $3 million.
Staying strong.
Yeah, they're hanging in there, man. It's like, and that is 7 weeks in. Kind of thought that it would be out of the box office by now.
man.
A lot of these movies, I thought,
Scientology, man.
Scientology.
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 That's
Is it kind of like analytics?
Dianetics.
Yes.
Dianex. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. One of the icks.
I don't give a shit. Ick.
Disney's Christopher Robin is coming in at $3 million, a little over $3 million. I heard it's a lot like, I haven't seen it. I heard it's a real tearjerker.
What, Christopher Robin?
Yeah, but I think it's the same premise as Hook. You know,
I like that. The Hook was awesome.
Yeah, but you know, it's the same thing. He loses his innocence, or he
forgets
he
about
grows
him.
up and
Yeah, he
forgets
comes
about
back.
him. Yeah. But in this one, he forgets because he actually goes to World War One and goes through the shit.
That would be
Man,
a pretty good
that's-
reason.
Yeah.
That's nice and dark
So-
for the children.
Yeah, right.
And then I don't even know what this is. Operation Finale, which is at number 8, at the number 8 spot with almost $3 million. Black Klansman. We still haven't seen that movie, and that's on the list. That's coming in at number 9 with $2.6 million. And then Alpha rounds off the box office.
Still in there.
Yeah, with $2.5 million.
Don't want to see that movie.
It still hasn't. I mean, as far as its total domestic, it still hasn't.
It's a man and its
Met the
dog.
nut.
I mean, 10,000 years ago. I don't care.
Yeah, it's $51 million for the budget. It did $32 million domestic. So it's,
If I don't see Revenant, I'm definitely not seeing Alpha.
Revenant, man, do you see that?
I
You
never
haven't seen
saw it, dude. I just don't have an interest.
Yeah, watch it for the bear scene. It's pretty grisly.
All right, I'll watch.
I like what you. Boom. That's a shame.
Yeah, right.
Been saving that one up for 34 episodes.
Scratch that off your list there. We're along with Gilmore to I can't even say it right.
Don't worry, we won't have to fact check it later. So into the news. I mean, we're looking at casting news. We'll start off with casting news. Henry Cavill. We talked a lot about him going, possibly leaning into.
He didn't get it,
the
did he?
Bond thing. No, it's definitely staying with Daniel Craig.
Well, I know for one more movie, but there's still. I think he's only doing one more, right?
Well, Daniel Craig, I think, is signed up for just one more. But what Henry Cavill has just signed on to, he signed on to play this character called, his name's Geralt of Rivia. And it's the main character in the series of novels turned into a bigger hit in video games, which is The Witcher. Witcher is basically set in this fantasy realm where the main character, this guy Geralt, is a...
When you said realm, all the pussy checked out. You know that, right? He said a realm, and there.
You think there's lines
dried
and
up.
lines
It's
of...
like,
Seriously, Jamie, how much pussy do you think listens to our show?
yeah, that's fact check.
We're going to check the downloads.
Yeah, the demographic is not high on the Y chromosome for sure.
Okay,
Or the
commence on
double
the
X.
commence on the realm.
It's high on the Y, actually. He's cast as Witcher. The Witcher. Well, he's cast as this guy Geralt of Rivia, which set
I
fantasy
think he's going
realm.
to say Ronaldo de Rivera.
Yeah.
Dude, I kept almost saying that.
It sounds like
I'm
it.
looking at it on the notes, and it's like Geralt of Rivia.
Except there's no empty Capone safe.
No, just a lot of monsters.
Yes.
Basically, it's a Middle Earth-esque fantasy scene set in this place called the Continent. But the game, I never even knew it was novels. I mean, but
Have you
apparently-
played the game?
I played a little bit of the game. It is pretty badass.
Is it?
Yeah,
I don't think I played that one, honestly.
it's
That's saying
pretty badass.
something. Is that PC?
I think it's on all platforms. I'm not
Is it?
sure.
I have to check that one.
Yeah.
Sounds like more like a PC game to me.
No, it's definitely on the platforms, either Xbox or PSP or PlayStation. I'm not sure.
Did any of your kids play that game?
No, it's
No.
Fortnite occupies all their time.
yeah, it's got
Right,
it's
dude?
got
What
like it's way mature. It's got sex. It's got nudity. It's got all kinds of stuff and a lot of killing.
Again, did your kids any play that game?
Yes, the oldest one did.
No, I'm kidding. Because you never know sometimes what they're playing.
Yeah. So the busiest man next on the slate is the busiest man in show business. Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, we know and love. Well, we don't know, but we love. Has just signed on to take on this role he's been pining for since he got into show business. And it's basically the role of the property is called The King, and he plays this Polynesian king called King Kamehameha, and he's of Polynesian descent. It's something he's been pining for. And finally, The Rock has got such cachet now. He's able to now start pushing his weight around.
Who's this?
The Rock.
Who?
Oh, you don't know who The Rock is?
Yeah. Cash. Yeah. But no, dude, whatever he's in, I'm watching.
I think he's just at that point now where he's at the pinnacle of his career, and not saying that he's going to go down from here, where he's starting to be able to make moves because he's his own franchise.
He is now.
I don't think he's ever had a bad movie.
Well, I mean, there are some clunkers in
Yeah,
there.
it's
The Tooth Fairy. That was horrible.
Yeah.
You got to say that was bad.
Yeah,
Well,
that was bad.
yeah.
Well, listen, he could have gone as bad as like the Vin Diesel route. Like Vin Diesel had like 2 solid franchises.
He's really
Well, then there was
one.
1950 Furious movies. So
Yeah, that's the one franchise that he got.
Well,
good.
Jamie
And then-
loves them. They're car chases.
no.
No, I like the car chases, but like how?
Yeah, like-
we're at
Space
Fast and Furious 12.
Yeah, I don't
now.
know about
Where are
hitting
we at?
nitrous in your floor pan dropping
Yeah.
out. I mean, I don't know about that, but
Yeah, you
here and there. It's a popcorn movie. I take it for what it's worth.
Well, it's like being an astronaut and watching a space movie.
Yeah, well-
You're just going to start shotgun blasting holes in every
Yeah.
plot. Everything that's not scientifically.
And what do they do? Armageddon? They do that with the. You
Yeah.
said, yeah, exactly. They do that with the space.
Yeah, and my dad did it with Backdraft because he was a firefighter and everything.
Oh, you told me that
yeah.
shit was bullshit. I remember you telling me that one
He
night.
said there's some good stuff, but a lot of the times it's
Hollywooded up.
Yeah, that was a gigantic bullshit movie.
Yeah, it's like there's no
Was
way.
was Ladder 49 more accurate?
No, that was just as bad.
Just as bad?
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
curious.
by the way, Jerry's not only a police officer; he's also a firefighter.
Yeah, he's just
Yeah,
a
so I got both
hero all
both
around
ends,
there.
yeah.
No.
We just got
Good point of view.
our female audience back, Jerry.
They're overlooking Realm.
That's right. There's 2 drinks you get at the bar. One, if never mind, that was a bad joke on its way.
Yeah,
You're killing us tonight,
That was a
John.
bad joke.
and now the women have checked out again.
So, who brought the new guy? It's basically the premise of the movie is I'm not sure if it's historically accurate, but it's basically about this Polynesian king who unites the warring tribes of Hawaii. And if you think about it, like, I don't know anything about Hawaii except the fact that
Was his name Maui, by any chance?
No, but it's funny. He's played Maui first.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That was a joke.
Yeah. No, but he probably prayed to Maui. We're probably offending so many people right now, so we apologize. But it's also, here's the thing that really caught me about this. Like, yeah, I went and saw Skyscraper, and there's a lot of very popcorn heavy movies that are in his repertoire, right? So it's not something where you go into a rock movie and hope for something that could be a contender for an Oscar or something like that. You kind of know what you're getting when you step into the theater to watch a movie, but with The Rock in it. He's actually landed Robert Zemeckis as a director.
Really?
And,
I'm in.
yeah, and then this guy Randall Wallace, who wrote Braveheart.
That's your movie, John.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
God,
totally
the
in.
director of Jamie, your writer.
And the most charming man on the planet. I think
That's a
gonna
win-win-win,
be
right?
Yeah, a slam dunk.
The trifecta.
Yes.
All we need is Ryan Johnson in that damn.
Ugh, good gravy. We just got Jerry off the fact that he can't.
Well, he
stand-
did want to talk about Last Jedi. I do want
We're
to
not
touch on
talking
it.
about Last
Yes, we
Jedi.
are. He wanted to bring it up.
All right, if you behave yourself.
It's like a dessert now.
Yeah.
If you guys behave yourselves.
So other casting news. You guys know who Joshua Jackson is?
I do. He was from Pacey. Was Mighty Ducks. Yep.
Yes, Dawson. He was in Dawson's Creek. He was basically.
He's also in Cruel Intentions too.
Cruel Intentions and the
Cruel
Skulls.
Intentions.
Remember the Skulls?
Yeah, that was a good movie, man. I
Yeah.
loved his girlfriend in that.
Yeah, I thought he was going someplace after that, but he seemed to peter out.
Died out. I don't even know what the fuck.
Got to fire his agent. But he's going to be. Could be getting cast as the next Kirk.
What?
What? Because what's his face won't come back?
Yeah.
I'm not watching it.
Yeah.
You can't change that too much. We already have 2 Spocks. Well, 3 Spocks now. We can't go to 2 Chris.
Don't get me started.
See, now, I'm going to fault Pine on that one, dude. It's like, come on, man.
No, but he was, he was guaranteed
stop
money.
being a bitch.
Now they tried to renegotiate.
Yeah, let's stop.
Supposedly that's how it went down. Warner Brothers guaranteed him money on the movie, and then they turned around and said, I want to renegotiate your price. And
All right, I guess I don't know this.
now Helmsworth, whatever, man. You shouldn't be crying. I mean, I get you're a big star now, but you're not a main character in this movie, dude.
It could be just a play. It could be a play. They put that out
It
there in the
has
ether,
to be.
and it brings them back to the table to say, "Oh shit, man."
So it has to be. It has to be. No, I don't think it is because it's not a big enough star for him to really feel threatened.
No, but well, true.
I mean, nobody even really Joshua Jackson. I mean,
Dawson's Creek, that's all I got to say.
Yeah, dude, I can't see it. But here's the thing: you can't see it. But who the hell saw? Who saw Michael Keaton as Batman?
Not me.
Not me either.
no, you didn't see Michael Keaton as Batman, but this is this is Captain Kirk. You only had 2 of them, right? And I didn't even think Chris Pine could pull it off, but God damn it, he did.
Yeah,
You can't do it again.
but he has got 3 movies under his belt. Go ahead, Jerry.
No, I was going to say, I think there's only one Captain Kirk.
Really, there's only really one.
Only one.
Chris Pine did a good
Yeah.
intimidation. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Well, I thought
Yeah.
Quinto, too, like for Spock. I mean, he's good.
Oh, he was.
Dude, we've talked about Star Trek at length, and we all agree that what J.J. Abrams started and how it went through. I mean, the third one, even though it's the worst of the 3, it's still a very watchable movie for me.
Yeah, no, it is, aside from the motorcycle in space.
Yeah, again, it's like Fast and Furious in the stars.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think that's the only part that tainted that third film. Otherwise, it still has a great cast, great special effects.
I didn't really like the storyline too much.
It was a little simple.
Yeah, they could. I really thought they were going to involve the Klingons. I thought it would have been a good way to go to the next film because, Khan was such a big draw with the originals. The Klingons have always been a huge draw.
Sure.
I thought that's what it would have been the next progression.
Yeah, or bring in the Kardashians, you know what I mean? Or the Kardashians.
They are an enemy, the Kardashians.
Yeah.
But you know what? If they ever... Yeah, I can't even
But
talk.
the Klingons have been a worse enemy than the Romulans.
Yes.
Just saying, like the bird of prey. It's coming to get you.
True.
Yeah, but
True.
Romulus was destroyed, wasn't it? I don't know.
Well, Vulcan was
don't
destroyed.
get me started because
So was Romulus.
We're going back to Romulus.
Romulus was originally destroyed.
because it got the dwarf
Yes.
son that sucked it into
You're right.
himself, right?
Yeah, there you go.
And then that crazy dude from the last one got mad at Spock and blew up
You're right.
Klingon, and then now it's a fucking shit show. That's what I'm saying.
That's
know
a good
what's
Cliff
going on.
Notes.
Got me all stirred up on this already.
That's good Cliff Notes.
Yeah,
They really should have made a movie
You're
with
right.
Generations with Q. I always wanted that.
he was a bitch.
I didn't like Q.
I liked him, but he was still a bitch.
He was. It's Q, though.
I liked it. I like you.
I like Q, but I don't like.
No, don't let him. Don't back down from
I
that,
didn't
Jerry.
like the fact that he wore.
Go get him.
I didn't like the fact that he wore a Federation uniform.
Well, because he could wear whatever he wanted, though.
But
That's like that stolen valor kind of thing.
Fucking bothered me.
Yeah, I got you.
You're not.
I'm
part
picking
of
up what you're
it.
putting down. Stolen valor.
Yeah,
You haven't earned the right to wear that.
Damn
uniform.
right.
Nah, I hear you. So anyway, I can't see the dude in the role, Joshua Jackson.
No, hell no.
He's got a very droopy dog. I'm sorry, it's about the look and the context. He comes across as like the droopy dog guy,
Yeah.
like very like
My puppy's dead.
soft.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I can't
And
imagine.
the dude could be hard as nails in real life. I don't know, but it's just I'm sold on my dreamboat, Chris.
He is your
You're
dream.
pining away.
Chris Pine.
You are. Damn, you're ripping it up tonight, Jamie.
Nah.
Usually he's quiet over there. Tonight he's just revitalized.
Jamie got some sleep, I think.
No.
Maybe that's what it is. He's always better with no sleep.
I'm delirious.
When he has to sleep, he comes in all tired because he got too much. Like,
Maybe Jerry's the catalyst.
Well, who would make a good Captain Kirk if,
That's a
if
great
Pine
question.
bitches out?
Not Joshua Jackson.
No.
No, that's a great question.
It has to be a young actor.
You know what I think it is? The guy from Jason Bourne. Jason Bourne could fuck shit up.
Oh, you think Matt Damon?
Fuck yeah. Matt Damon would make it awesome.
He's too much Matt Damon, though.
No,
Yeah.
but he can fuck shit up.
I totally agree with you,
like,
man.
he goes on a away mission. It's all you need is him.
But he's done to me.
Yeah, but the whole thing about Captain Kirk is he always got his ass kicked half the time. He won in the end.
Yeah, but the
majority of the time he got his ass kicked.
But if Matt Damon's a new Captain Kirk, he can kick ass.
This is true.
I see here where you're coming
I need somebody
from,
who's going to
man.
be a sarcastic asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
what you need.
That's key for me. Like
Who-
I can't see the dude from Dawson's Creek.
And that's Matt Damon.
Yeah. Well,
who's
it's better. I think that's better than the dude from Dawson's Creek. You see that guy being
Yo,
a
can you make a
sarcastic
phone
asshole?
call? Tell me what Matt Damon.
I'll talk to my people.
I got it. Robert Downey Jr. He's a sarcastic ass.
Yeah.
He can't fuck
He's-
anything
No,
up.
but, I'm not necessarily saying him, but that's along the lines of what I'm thinking.
I got
that
it.
type of.
What about?
but
I got it. I got
He
it.
slightly annoys me though.
What about?
Who, Robert?
Yeah.
As Star
Iron Man.
Tony-
As
Tony
Iron
Stark?
Man.
That's
Yeah,
why I
Tony
love him. That's why I love
Oh,
him.
that's the beauty of it.
I like him, but he slightly annoys me.
What's the point?
Yeah.
He talks really fast.
Yeah.
I got it. Liam Hemsworth.
No.
It's Chris Hemsworth's younger
Yeah,
brother.
they
I don't
they
like
look the
him.
same.
I never
I
did
got
like that guy.
Dude, that's a natural fit.
No.
What about Liam Neeson?
Liam
he's too
Neeson.
old.
Although
No, old's all right
He
because
is
Picard
gifted.
was old.
He's the Irish Hammer.
Yeah.
He's packing heat.
Another guy that can kick ass.
I don't think that green chick
with
can handle all
with
that.
a pencil.
That's true.
Speaking of green chicks, the green chick in Avengers is a saint.
Gamora.
Gamora.
Yeah, it's fucking
Yeah,
what's
it's
her
her.
face. It's Ahura.
Yeah, dude. She's
So how about that?
We just
She-
need her in Star Wars, and then she has all the
Yeah,
major.
she's
she's
geek
make-
royalty,
I
man.
know she's making her rounds.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Can make her rounds on me
She's
any
definitely
day.
geek royalty.
Green, yellow, or whatever. I don't give a fuck.
10-4.
All right, so moving on. In the news, we should have started with this. It was a little disrespectful not to.
Oh,
but
I got some in the news real quick. The CBS guy finally quit.
Les Moonves. Well, he
quit.
stepped down for
Yeah.
9
Remember, we
months.
talked. Well, the only reason why I brought it up is because we talked about it.
No,
a
it's a
couple
good call.
weeks
We-
ago. He finally stepped down because there's more women that came up.
It's suspended for like 9 months, but ultimately he's probably going to be.
the thing, and we touched on this before. Les Moonves is the CEO of CBS.
I saw it. In
Big
the
wig.
news. Yeah.
Is that he came out so hard in the opposition with starting the foundation and having and really being public about how outraged he was about this type of behavior, and he's got bones falling out of his
Well,
closet.
supposedly the one time he supposedly hit on a doctor or something or a nurse.
Yeah.
But he said it wasn't as bad as what the nurse said. He goes, "I just tried to kiss her." I don't know.
The one that got me, the story that got me, is when he I guess somebody came in for a part, and he's like, "Excuse me, real quick, I'm gonna get a glass of wine." He goes out and gets a glass of wine. He comes back in with his pants off and erect.
Wow.
What a move, dude!
Wow.
Now this guy has been known to be besides the Me Too movement, he's been known to be a legendary dick, and everybody's afraid
Really?
of him. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's everybody's afraid to do business with him because he's a prick.
Yeah.
It's his way or the highway kind of thing. So now, everybody's starting to squeak out of the cracks and ooh, you know what?
Yeah.
He did this. He
Well,
did
some
this.
people. Here's
We
the
can
thing.
shove it to him right here, right now.
Well, and then you got
I
his
just
wife.
hope people that are coming out that they're not doing a disservice to legit people that have been abused.
Oh yeah, I'm with you. As making shit up.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's not saying there was stuff made up, but sometimes you got to think if they're really trying to get back at this guy, hypothetically, that could
No,
be the case.
It could be the case, but I'm saying in this case, it seems like as
more legit.
with Cosby, it's where there's smoke, there's some fire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay, you got 1, 2,
Flush them out, man.
I'm not gonna lie.
5,
Right.
10, 20, 30. It's all right, dude, there's something
I'm
going
not
on.
gonna lie. I probably was with the rest of America when that shit first hit Bill Cosby at the floor and all that. I was shocked. I was like, what? Really?
Dude, my grandmother.
Because I was a huge fan.
Dude, my grandmother told me about his shenanigans when she was working casinos in Atlantic City, and that a friend of hers who was at working one of the tables as a dealer or a cocktail waitress or something like that.
Allegedly.
Allegedly said that he was real creep. And this was years ago. This was like late 80s, early 90s.
And then he's sitting there busting guys' balls for doing comedy with curse words.
Yeah.
Right.
And talking about vagina.
Right.
Not drugging it and laying on top of it until they wake up.
Right.
Yeah, that's just a psychopath. So anyway, we don't want to get too far down into that rat hole because
we got important things to talk about.
We do.
Yeah, that's
the other thing I wanted to mention in the news, and again, I should have started with this but Burt Reynolds.
Yeah.
Burt Reynolds.
How about that?
I didn't even know. I just saw something on what you would think it would be all over the news. It wasn't. It really wasn't.
I
It
saw
really
a lot of
wasn't. And Smokey and Bandit, great
That was
movie.
one of my all-time favorite movies. Both of them.
Smokey
I
and
even like the
Bandit.
second
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. You like it better than Ghostbusters too.
Damn right. It'll be on the fucking island with me before that shit.
Well, dude, I mean, that's like, come on. Now, obviously, that's on the island, dude. We're talking fucking Trans Am, dude.
I
the
know.
fire chickens.
Yeah.
Dude, you could get a good 60,000 miles out of that
Real quick,
car.
what happened? How did he pass?
Heart attack.
Yeah, oh, fucking
82 years old, passed away from a heart
He had a
attack.
good run, though. I mean, come on.
Boogie Nights was a great
Well,
movie.
dude, his
Remember him
career-
in that shit?
Boogie
Yeah, he
Nights-
had that look, dude. Total look.
Dude, he got nominated for an Oscar for the Boogie Nights.
Did he really?
performance. Yeah, and like his
Good movie.
career,
Roller Girl.
like he made like some of the biggest goofy mistakes in his career, and his career was quite a roller coaster, right? He comes out, he's doing TV, he's doing everything. He gets a big break doing Deliverance.
No, I thought his big break was
you got
The
pretty
Longest
lips,
Yard.
boy.
No,
The Longest Yard, I thought was
Deliverance first.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah, wow.
He did Deliverance, and it's like this story where he was offered some roles that are these iconic roles, like Han Solo and stuff.
He was
like that.
offered Han Solo?
I'm almost positive on that, but
That's a
I'm not 100%.
fact check on
Fact check
John.
that.
Yeah.
Damn,
Check
you get
that.
fact checked more than anybody else on the show, dude.
That's because I can't shut my mouth.
I'm just teasing.
But you knocked over.
Oh,
You knocked over Sacred Stand. So yeah, he got offered all kinds of roles that he passed on or just.
I don't know about him and Han Solo.
I don't know either. Well,
Well,
I think John made that up. I think he, was
I
just
think he
throwing
did too.
something
Like
in.
I don't.
Well, the dude's a
I can't-
legend, dude.
dude is.
Yeah,
No, I
he's a
totally.
legend.
But he went back to TV and
Cannonball Run.
Cannonball Run.
He was in Mystery Alaska, one of my favorite movies. I don't know why I love that movie. Well, a hockey player, I guess that's why I loved it. He was in that.
He was in a ton, but then he came back. Han Solo's Star Wars. I just didn't want to play that kind of role at the time. He told Business Insider in 2016. Fact check, mic drop. Richard Gere's role in Pretty Woman.
Oh, he had that role. They offered it to him first.
Despite telling the Sydney Morning Herald in 2016, if there was a pretty leading lady, I would do it no matter how bad the part was.
Yeah, not to sound gay, but I think that Burt
Too
Reynolds
late.
would do a better job than
Richard Gere?
Richard Gere.
I don't know. I mean, who
Richard
knows
Gere
how he
was-
would have handled it?
I don't know, dude.
I do like that
I
movie.
mean, if I was a chick, Burt Reynolds is kind of hot.
yeah.
Yeah, well,
And
he was
a-
just saying.
And
He
he's
was-
an arrogant prick,
Yeah,
too.
right. Yeah.
So, it
Dude,
works.
he was a legit
Yeah, that's
sex
usually
symbol.
what turns chicks on, dude. The Eric and Dickness.
Yeah.
That's what I need.
And then the Jack Nicholson role in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
He got offered that, too.
Oh, shit.
Now, some of these things.
Or
are
was he up for the roles?
He was probably in the conversation.
Yeah, he
Okay.
could have been tested. Who knows?
Yeah. It was a lot of things. But the thing about him that was really unique was that he really loved being a movie star. He loved the whole, like, signing autographs and all
Well,
that
that
stuff.
says something about him, too, that he pick and chose. Like, he wasn't, like, he was, not like some, I'll just grab everything, anything.
Right.
Well, dude, there was...
Especially back then. And they did just grab everything back then.
Well, and there was a time when he was bankrupt. He
Was he
declared
really?
bankrupt. He went through the divorce with Lonnie Anderson that lasted like 20 plus
she
years.
got big tits, too, by the way.
She does.
Yes.
WKRP in Cincinnati.
Yes.
And then
Turkey episode was the best one ever.
that was a fantastic dropping from the sky.
Yes.
Yeah, it's before my time.
Yeah,
You
the
don't know that?
geezers over
Do you-
here are talking.
Have you ever seen that one?
No.
We got these guys by 10 years.
I heard of it.
They
I just
dropped
never-
frozen turkeys in a helicopter.
Well, I'm
on
talking about the
Thanksgiving.
show.
WKRP in Cincinnati.
It's an awesome
Yeah.
show.
It is a great show.
Yeah.
It's about a radio
Lessman.
station. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I heard of it.
So yeah, a lot of iconic movie roles, a body of work that's just immense. Of course, the ups and downs, but he did pass away. Burt Reynolds at age 82 unfortunately from a heart attack, and that was on the 6th of this month. So moment of silence for Burt Reynolds. And moving on. Ryan Reynolds, next in the news. Ryan Reynolds responded to, have you heard these rumors that he's being cast in a Thundercats live action movie?
Oh, I love it.
All right.
Shit.
So
Love Thundercats,
that's
man.
been the rumor.
Like He-Man and Thundercats?
Yeah.
No,
well,
not He-Man. There
but
were
it's-
two different
it was
shows.
on at
Isn't
the same
He-Man
time.
part of Thundercats?
No,
It was
it's two different
shows.
cartoons.
right.
But they were both on
They were at
around
the same time, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, all right.
They are doing another He-Man, supposedly.
He-Man's fucking badass.
But the movie they made sucked ass.
What?
I can power through
Yo,
it. I can power through
Dolph
it.
Lundgren?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
who do you
I ain't
think?
gonna
Who
lie.
do you think's better, He-Man or Thor?
Oh, Thor.
Thor.
100%.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
like-
I'm a He-Man fan.
So am
It's
I.
Thor.
Cooler wise, yeah.
If you asked me this 5 years ago, I probably would have said He-Man.
Thor didn't have bangs, dude. You know what I mean?
Prince Valiant haircut.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that was the rumor that was floating around, and it turns out Ryan Reynolds' response to the rumor was on Twitter. He posted, "I don't understand," because he's doing this movie Six Underground, and some people think Six Underground is code for the Thundercats
No.
movie. But he's like, I don't understand. Six Underground is an insane action film set in amazing locales like Florence, Abu Dhabi, and Thundera. This is the most the most ridiculous rumor yet. And of course, later he denies the whole thing
Yeah,
as far as him being involved.
Thundera.
But he's
funny.
fantastic on social media, Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, you always come out with the great. You always you follow him,
He's
share.
just
yeah.
entertaining as hell, even in
He's a funny dude. Just like on
Yeah.
those like one-liner like spits, you know. I mean, I think a lot of this stuff that he did in Deadpool. I think a lot of this shit is probably him writing stuff in.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, I don't think it was like the writers like to do this. I think he was like, nah, this would be good.
Like
yeah,
you
this
would,
be a
you
good
would
idea.
think he was on like an SCTV or some sketch comedy where they have to improv. right
No,
off
man.
Well, he's
He was-
good on Van Wilder. With
But
all
I mean, he wasn't
Yeah.
brought up as a comedian, was he? He didn't come on the comedian
I think
circuit. He was
I
an
thought
actor,
he did.
right?
Didn't he do that?
He did some comedic roles, of course.
No, but didn't he do that? What's the one that all like the old SNL guys came up on? I thought he did. that.
SCTV.
Nah, the one something city,
Oh, the Groundlings or Second City.
Second City.
I don't think he was on that.
That's SCTV.
Yeah, okay. I don't know if he did that. I thought he did.
He's
I
Canadian.
thought he just. I
but
thought
they-
yeah,
Because I think that's how he
they're
got
all
hooked
funny,
up.
man.
Well, I think that's how he
they're
got
all
hooked
funny
up.
and they can sing up there. I don't know what the fuck's up going on. Up there.
you talking about Canadians?
Dude, yeah,
They don't have to pay for health care. That's the makes
Yeah,
it
right. That's
lighthearted.
why- they don't smoke. They don't do this. You know, whatever.
They don't bang beavers.
They
Yeah.
might. That's where a lot of the beavers.
That's true.
Nobody would notice. Who's going to bust you, Mountie?
right.
Yeah, go for it. So, and thank you, Jerry, for bringing over the delicious Hetty Topper and
My pleasure.
Cape May Brewing.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Delicious. We're enjoying delicious IPAs. So, other things in the news: New Mutants. Wow, this thing has been strung out forever. But it looks like they are back doing reshoots. But turns out the research that they're doing now is different from the reshoots that they were doing a minute ago, and then but they're going back to the original concept where they want to do a horror movie like the original trailer.
All right, well, here's my tip to them.
Yeah,
Fucking pick something to stick with it.
I hear you, man.
Dude,
Just
you
get
know
it
what I
done.
mean? And then if you're gonna like dibble dabble with like all the bullshit of like what you're gonna be doing, don't announce it because it just looks fucking bad.
It looks like you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean,
I have very
something-
low expectations
yeah,
for this movie.
Pick something and stick with it because it sounds like a piece of shit, and I don't even know what the hell it is. You know what I mean? It just already sounds
All I
like a
know
steaming pile of
is
shit.
it's got Arya Stark in it.
I do like that. I don't care for the show though.
Agreed.
I heard that not a show. It's a movie, right?
It's a movie.
Yeah.
It's going to be a horror movie, right?
They're going. It started out when they released the first trailer, where you were like, "Oh my god, they're taking this cool horror."
I like the
slant.
concept. The concept's awesome. Like mutants actually going crazy and hurting people.
Or you just think they're monsters and
Right.
you lock them up.
Right, exactly.
That's
it's a great
brilliant.
But I heard not the reviews, but the insider, what everybody's talking about, that it's not really good.
Yeah, they should have
Yeah.
developed. They should have let it develop.
Well, Fox should have never done it and waited. Just said, "Here's an idea." To when they handed it over to Disney, try it out.
Dude, that's like with Fox in the early days, man. They used to bring up sitcoms and they'd put a bullet in them faster than you could think.
Did they really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Bring
before
up-
they let them marinate. There's a couple of them that were good
Yeah.
that they let fucking.
Well,
roast.
Fox was always like the redheaded stepchild for years.
They were.
Of the three majors.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
right. Yep.
Yeah.
So that's what they always got like criticized for that.
Well, and then they hit it out of the park with their old school, their Sunday night lineup, where it was
yeah.
The Simpsons,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
Tracy Ullman, it was In Living Color. It was a brilliant lineup. It was Married with Children.
Yep.
It was fantastic.
I know.
And I used to have people over just to watch that
because it had
lineup.
that edge, it didn't have like the other three networks wouldn't cross that line
Exactly.
where Fox does. But they haven't really, if you think about it, they haven't really released shit in the last couple.
Well,
of
the
years.
FX they've been
FX
is really
Now they
good.
just-
FX is badass.
They just released
Yeah.
the Mayans.
By the way, that's an awesome show.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
it's out?
Yeah, it's
Oh
out.
yeah,
It
the
just
first
started.
episode was out. I watched it twice. And the second time around, I liked it.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Well, I loved
It's not Sons. It's not Sons of Anarchy, but
Yeah.
it's almost as good.
Yeah, I
really.
wish-
I was a little skeptical.
Well, I
because
really-
Sons was so
You
good.
gotta let it develop. I think it's going to turn into something almost as good.
Yeah,
as Sons.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
It is good, but I really wish they went with the original concept of how they were going to do. They were originally going to do the first 9 as like a prequel. That
Right.
would have been
Yeah,
fucking.
That would have been badass.
Oh, wow.
That would have been badass.
right.
The first, what do you mean?
Well, the
Like
first
the-
9 or
the
the
first-
first 9 original members of the Sons of Anarchy.
That
Like
would have been good. Like
Which
his
would have been
dad.
like the
Yep.
founding fathers.
His dad. I
Right.
thought that would have been better. I think that would have been a better
That'd
idea.
been a lot better. Right.
Because you're always intrigued about what really happened.
Yeah,
they
you
kind of
wanted
talked on
the
it.
backstory.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
So that would have been Ron Perlman and.
Well, it would have been a younger version of them.
right.
Okay.
Right.
Who's Ron Perlman? The guy that played Hellboy?
Clay.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
It's good Hellboy. You know who's
Yeah.
playing a new Hellboy, right?
Yes.
The guy from
Stranger Things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got off topic.
No, you're good.
That's what we do, right? So that was with the New Mutants. I didn't know that. I knew that it was coming back because I saw a lot of that advertising about the Mayans, Jerry. So I'll have to check it out for sure.
It's worth watching. First
Yep.
one's an hour and a half, but it's still worth watching.
Yeah, it's good.
It's okay. So next in the news, Jason Blum of Blumhouse Films. He's the one. Blumhouse started with all the Saw movies and stuff like that. They started getting known for like gore, like horror porn, and so not literally porn, but it was like it was more like graphic,
Just gore.
Yeah, it's just gore.
And the gore.
Yeah.
If you love gore,
Hostel. Remember
Yeah.
Hostel?
Yeah,
I did watch
when
I
that
did
came
mine.
out. That was pretty awesome.
Hostel was,
It was
cool.
Yeah, but I couldn't take it, man.
What made you step back? You didn't expect it like that.
Hostel
No,
I
I
could
didn't.
take. Hostel I could take. The Saw movies I could. I don't know why.
Saw was good, but
I liked Salt, but not. Yeah, I'm
up to like 3, I
Yeah.
think, and then I was like, all right, I'm checking out.
I just thought it got redundant. It just kept being the
Yeah.
same shit.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those things where it's I don't know. It just got to like in the Hostel movie where they're like, okay, well, let's take a blowtorch to
beat a dead
take
horse.
out
I
that
got you.
person's eyeball. And I was like, eh. And then it's not like I got even squeamish about it or anything. I was just like,
Is that horse like banging a dead beaver?
Yeah. He likes that Beaver story. I'm telling you. That is interesting. That is interesting.
I guess that's going to be the title of today's show, right?
The dead beaver.
The dead beaver. Banging the dead beaver once again.
The meth
That
head.
will not
the
be
meth
the
head
title
that
of the
banged.
show.
Yeah, why not? Could be worse. You could be on
and
meth.
you know what? I could be wrong on the Salt thing about Blumhouse, but I know Blumhouse did the Hostel movies. Don't want to get called out on that fact check.
Did you guys ever see the movie The Road?
Yes, love that. You should read the book. Man.
I didn't read the book, but I saw the movie, and the one scene what freaked me out was when they got trapped down the basement, and they were wondering why they were down there.
Yeah.
They were the cattle. It was
Yes.
like, I was like, fuck, man. There was
Yeah.
a lot of good actors and actresses in that movie.
Dude, Cormac McCarthy, he did The Road, he did all the Pretty Horses, I think, and then he did the one with Josh Brolin, where he was a cowboy.
He did that movie?
Yeah, god damn it, my brain short.
I just watched it. He was like,
I don't know.
No Country for Old Men.
yeah.
God damn, that movie's fantastic.
Josh Brolin.
Yeah,
Here,
Josh Brolin.
cheers.
Cheers. Thanos himself.
Exactly. He's only 5'5", but it's still amazing.
Yes, to wear a big giant Thanos hat.
Dude, it's awesome, right? I thought he was taller than that. Some of you guys told me he was. Yeah, he's small. I'm like, what?
Now, all the kid actors back in the day, they had to be shorter in stature because they were older actors that could play younger roles. And if you're older than 18, you can work longer.
Yeah.
You're not subject to
Right.
child
With
labor
the Goonies.
laws.
He was in Goonies.
Yeah,
Right.
so
he was the
if
older
you're-
brother. I always
Right.
saw from
Yeah.
Goonies. Guess because I was younger when I first saw Goonies, I'm thinking the guy's like, oh my God, he must be 6 feet.
Yeah.
He's not that big at all.
It just means that's Hollywood. Oh,
Exactly.
let's get somebody that's short in stature, looks young, so he can work his
Yeah,
ass.
Tom
longer.
Cruise. He's still fucking working.
Yeah, he's working. He's working it hard.
Yeah, damn right.
So anyway, with the Blumhouse film, it's they're doing this Halloween sequel, right?
Yes. Looks good.
They're doing this Halloween movie, and he's wide open for a sequel. He's like, if the audience
Already?
turns out, if the audience
Well,
turns
didn't
out,
you tell me the reviews are great? The in-house reviews?
but that spoils shit for me, man.
And then
that means there's going to be a mystery at the end of this
let's not cream our pants before you know what I mean. let's let the process go down. Let's
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Let's smooze it up a little bit. Let's jerk it. You know what I mean.
Sorry,
Slide it in.
Well, it's not like Venom. They're already having 3 movies cut for that,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, Fred.
and
yeah,
no,
which means
no
it's
Spider-Man. No signs of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So this
Fuck
is the thing
that.
that screws me up, and this is why I tread carefully throughout the internet when I'm looking around for news and stories and stuff, because now I'm like, because my brain does what a brain does, which is finishes the story. You got Blumhouse or Jason Blum talking about he's doing this other. He said, I'm open to sequels, which means it's got to end in a way to where Michael Myers doesn't die.
Well, you knew he wasn't going to die,
Dude.
or not really die.
But
I mean,
I
how
know
many
what
fucking
John's
times
saying.
these guys
Just-
supposed?
But I know what
quote,
John's
unquote,
saying
die.
though, and you know what? That's too much information.
Yes.
Well, it's like comic book guys. The comic book heroes, they never fucking die.
Yeah, I know that, but I
Cat might
expect
die in the
that.
next movie, which we all agree, but he's going to come the fuck back in like 10 years.
Yeah, that annoys me.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Time travel.
Yes.
Time travel.
Ooh, don't go there. You know how I feel about time travel, man.
Well, I have some news on that too.
Oh, very good.
So that bugs me about that, and it's like, all right, well, you automatically led me into a place to where you've probably going to end this thing with some questions. There's not going to be something definitive to where he should have been died. As far as I'm concerned, the original Halloween 1, 2, done.
Yep.
There should have never been another Halloween made ever.
I heard
No,
this
you're
does
right.
take place after 1 or 2.
But now
After 1.
But now,
okay, so 2's like everything after 1's irrelevant with this new one coming out.
I'm almost positive. Of course, I didn't see the movie, but it's because Laurie Strode is now 40 years later, and she's an older woman with a kid and everything like that, and she's defending herself with his return, which leads me to believe 1 already happened.
yeah,
Okay.
it's
You know,
possible.
she already went through all that.
Yeah, but they're not going to count 2 then?
No, I don't think they are. I think this is the 2 remake of the 2.
But like I said, the early reviews are outstanding.
I'm there. Like, I'm already.
Yeah, it's just I'm with you though on them taking a proverbial dump on like your imagination part of what's going to happen.
Yes,
afterwards.
yeah.
That's-
Like, okay, even if there was a 3 that was on the slate, don't tell me about
yeah,
it now.
just shut up.
You take my. Yeah.
Don't kiss and tell.
Yes.
especially with a movie like that. It's like going into Avengers, we already knew there was going to be a second Avengers.
yeah.
Yes.
We already knew there was going to be, but a movie like Halloween, you didn't know what the hell was going to happen.
Yeah.
You didn't know where they were going to go with this.
True. Do you guys know that there is a Rambo 5?
Oh.
Yeah, I heard of it.
Why bother? Why? I mean, come on.
No,
he had the
that's
gun
Rambo
scene.
5?
Rambo 5.
There's going to be a Rambo 60 and
Like, is he using a walker to get around now?
Hey man, he just wanted something to eat, dude. He just wanted something to eat.
And here's the
If
thing.
that prick from Tommy Boy just would have let him get something to eat, none of this all would have happened.
He's 72 years old.
Hey.
Wow.
Sylvester Stallone. You know
Holy
how
shit.
heavy a
He's that old?
50 cal is?
dude, yeah, you remember when the Eagles went to the Super Bowl in 2004? He was up
damn.
in the thing doing. He was old then, man.
I was guessing like 60s, but
Yeah, man, he's old.
70.
I mean, the guy's in phenomenal
Yeah,
shape.
no, don't
I
get
hope
me
like
wrong.
hell I'm in half the shape he's in when I'm 72. But I don't.
If somebody's gonna,
I have mixed feelings about this whole thing because the last Rambo was such
It was
a
awesome.
fun ride.
I liked it.
if somebody's going to pay him, right now he's just cashing checks. He's like, it's probably
He
for
might
my-
still be having fun.
I'm sure he's still having fun. The Untouchable movies,
But I like how
are good. I like the first
Expendables.
one. Expendables. I'm
Expendables,
sorry.
right.
Yeah, you're
I
absolutely.
like
That's
it.
why you don't have any fucking fact checks, man, because I correct you along the way.
Damn, you guys are still on that.
He's bitter. He's bitter about his Guillermo del Toro story, man. He can never get off this.
I do like how they did the Creed thing though, where he got off the whole.
I still wanna
Rocky
see
thing
that. Yeah, I
and then
wanna-
did the Creed. That was pretty cool.
Creed was an amazing movie.
It
I
was
wanna see
fucking
that.
awesome.
Yeah, and that's my part. That's where I'm like bittersweet about this, or like I go back and forth where I'm like, damn, he still has enough juice in the tank to make a movie like Creed, right? Granted, it was Ryan Coogler that made it, but it's his property. He's very involved with the process.
I'm sure he's definitely getting money for a lot of money
Oh,
from it.
yeah.
Yeah, so
He's not waiting tables, that's for sure. So yeah, I am. Like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic. I'll probably be a direct-to-video, but we'll see what happens. See how he's going to pull it off. If he's, I mean, like, what's his mission now? Like, he's a Vietnam vet. I just talked to my finance guy. He's going to Vietnam on his honeymoon. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like, it's not Vietnam from 1974.
he's doing a little history. This was the Tet Offensive over here.
He's a tour guide in Vietnam. He's made a mess.
That's like when John McCain did that tour.
Yeah.
Like the hotel.
Oh, that's
launch.
some powerful shit.
Where he got like taken
Yeah.
and all that stuff. Yeah, man, shit.
Eesh.
God rest his soul too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fucking man, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was a
dude.
real
He wouldn't
man.
leave. Did you know he didn't leave? He got option to leave like a couple years
Yeah,
early,
but
and he
what-
stayed to stay with his man. That's fucked up. That's
After they broke his
fucked up in a good
shoulders.
way. Yeah.
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 That's a man.
Moment of silence for John McCain. I was serious about this one. That's why.
Yeah, I know, dude. He's more of a man than I'd ever
That's why I
be.
took a little longer on that moment of silence.
No,
Damn right, sir.
He's a true
Respect.
American hero
Yeah, it's
in
respect.
every
Yeah,
aspect
dude.
of that word. We're talking about heroes last week. That's a hero.
Fuck yeah.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one last thing in the news, and then we got one more thing with trailers. I did see a trailer that I thought you guys would be interested in. But have you guys seen the set photo of Avengers 4?
Not yet.
So it's the set photo where everybody.
Well, they're all dead. So
That's where I'm going. So it's Avengers 4, but the people that are in the set photo aren't anybody that's dead.
Okay, so it's Captain Marvel,
Cap in his old school costume.
Okay.
like from the first movie. Like it looks kind of corny costume.
Little bit, man. A little bit. Like it's his old school costume, not the one with the army helmet and everything. It's like more like from 2.
Okay, I got you.
Well, I think
they did a
well,
semi upgrade.
I told you what I
Yeah.
said. They're going to go back to Avengers 1, something to deal with back in time with Avengers 1.
So, but Scott Lang is in the photo.
Yes, because he's something to do with. If you watch the end of Ant-Man, they
He's in the
talk
quantum
about
realm.
the quantum realm has something to do with time.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
So it's something to do that links that all together.
so this is the part that's got the internet
Thor's
abuzz.
got to be in there
Not in this photo, but the Hulk is in it.
as the Hulk or as Banner.
Well, he's Mark Ruffalo in Hulk body gear. You know what I mean? The mocap suit.
Uh huh.
So it's the Hulk, right? And so he's in it. Of course, Tony Stark's in it.
Of course.
All right. So they're all in this photo.
Right.
All right, and they all have these devices on their hands.
Yes, because they went back in time. I don't know where Thor would
I think
be.
you're onto something, though, Nick, with the quantum realm thing.
Yeah, it has to be. Why else, Scott? Why else would they leave him where he was in the snap?
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? There has to be something dealing with that.
Dude,
It's gonna
I'm
eventually-
still mad that Spider-Man and Black Panther are gone.
I know it's upsetting, right?
It is upsetting.
Angered.
Yes,
I'm
right.
angered.
You know
that means
there-
it was a good movie, Jerry.
Black Panther is the fucking man.
But they kept,
Yes!
I'll tell you what though, they kept the general at least. The general,
did.
Yes.
She's
Oh,
alive.
yeah.
she's the fucking shit.
Yeah,
dude.
she's a shit.
Michonne? Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
Badass.
Whose side is she going to be? Well, she's got to be on Rick's side. Never mind. But we
Yeah,
digress.
we gotta. Yeah.
We're
But
not
anyway,
gonna Walking Dead right now.
But yeah, I thought that was interesting. They all got these devices on their hands. Scarlett Johansson was already seen shooting.
Smoking hot.
Yes. She was already seen in Atlanta shooting. So they're obviously
They're still doing reshoots, I heard.
Oh yeah, they're still making things happen.
They're still making, like, I mean, they didn't.
That's why they were all
finished
in
the movie,
Atlanta.
but they didn't finish the movie.
Yeah, that's why they were all in Atlanta.
Right.
Apparently, Atlanta's got
Really
killer
quick,
tax
you just
break.
saw Infinity War. What did you think? Quick summary. Because we've already talked
Well,
this.
I mean, I thought it was fucking awesome,
right.
but the ending made me angry. It did. It pissed me off. Like, and I'm confused.
knowing that it's going to be a two-parter.
But here's the point: 15-year-old Spider-Man's gone, but yet then we have Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3.
What do you mean?
Well, the 15-year-old Spider-Man got fucking evaporated.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But
Yeah.
we have 3 other Spider-Mans.
What
No,
three
they
other
don't. You don't
Spider-Man?
count them.
But that doesn't how it works.
That is how it works.
No.
They don't count in this universe.
But that doesn't make any sense.
Because they were made by a different
It's true.
company.
But that's what fucks people all up.
Jerry,
That's like the 2 Spocks thing.
now I understand what you were talking about.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
You're talking about the Tobey Maguire.
did you follow?
Tobey Maguire.
Do you see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield. So you know there was more than one Spider-Man.
Oh, I know, but like,
You think it should all be continuous?
it has to be. It doesn't make any sense.
Nah,
You get
they
off
retcon that
you
shit,
get off
man.
that timeline, it screws
No,
shit up.
Disney.
What do you feel about Batman?
Well, I want to know why he wasn't in that.
No,
What?
no.
You're mixing universes.
I'm mixing
Marvel
No, but I've been
versus
stepping.
So, reset with every trilogy.
Yeah.
All right? First Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, done after 3. Forget it ever existed
The Amazing
with the next
Spider-Man.
one.
But you can't do that. Like, people don't. I don't think people are that deep to do that. At least I'm not. I'm not. Like, that's a,
No, I don't think
the
you're a
Star
dummy.
Trek, the Star
I
Trek's
think-
fucking me up too. Let's go to Star Trek 1, 2, 3, then
Trust
5,
me.
6, 7.
This is why we have this show, to inform people of these situations.
Exactly.
I get it.
We're doing a public service.
Exactly.
Like,
Just like you as a police
but like
officer.
Black Panther.
Yeah,
Black
just
Panther. I fucking thought
Yeah,
Black
we're doing
Panther
like-
kicked ass.
Yeah.
I love Black Panther.
So say you
and now he's a dust.
but say you fast forward 10 years,
Yeah.
and the guy that's playing Black Panther has aged out of being Black Panther.
But he didn't age out in the Infinity Wars. He was the same Black Panther.
No, I'm saying just put your imagination hat
Because
on.
Tobey Maguire can't play Spider-Man anymore. It's not going to happen.
Yeah,
He's
Tobey
too old.
Maguire's like 40 years old.
Yeah.
He can't play. a
He's riding
15-year-old.
Seabiscuit, dude.
I think us talking about continuity on is a whole podcast in itself.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
It's actually.
Go ahead.
But I like the movie.
That was a spike.
The movie
was that?
the movie was great.
That's actually interesting. Anyway,
What?
the whole continuity thing. If we do that,
Yeah, we can talk continuity.
that's pretty good. I
Yeah,
like it.
for sure. We'll schedule that up. So that was the only other thing I saw, and this is sort of, we include trailers in the movie news, is Bill Murray's. They're doing a documentary about Bill Murray.
God, I can't wait to watch it.
Oh, man.
It's called Murray Stories: Life Lessons Learned from a Mythical Man.
I'm fucking on it. Where's that going at?
So it's I'm not sure.
Netflix, right? Has to be Netflix.
Dude, he's the man.
So just get the premise. The premise is his philosophy as this wanderer through life, to where he goes and crashes stuff and
Yes.
invades this and
Yes.
does whatever.
It's awesome,
And
man.
it's about this
I'm privy.
one guy who's reached out to all these cases and asked for video footage, and he's accumulating them all and put them all together, and
Yes.
he's making a documentary
I'm sold.
film.
That sounds awesome.
Right? It sounds really, really cool.
I don't think there's ever been a movie he's been in that sucked.
I'll tell you
I mean,
what.
Ghostbusters 2.
I'm totally.
No, seriously.
Thank you, Jerry.
Yeah, name one movie that Bill Murray's been in that sucks.
Dude, it's awesome.
Yeah. Like, he makes the movie.
No, he does.
He does.
He's a great actor, great comedic guy. Well, I love him.
Caddyshack. He's the fucking man.
Dude, he wasn't even supposed to be in that
He's
fucking
the
movie.
man. Him and Rodney Dangerfield.
Stripes.
That's that.
Stripes.
Stripes. Good example.
So I don't have a release. Oh wait, you know what? They said it's supposed to come out in 2018. I don't have a release
Dude,
date
I'm
or the
pumped.
Even
date.
Train Spotting. Well, not Train Spotting. What's the one where him and Scarlett Johansson are in a movie together? What's that called? Where he's in Japan.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
She's like 16 in the freaking movie or something like that. It was a fantastic
yes.
movie. Flowers
Yeah, that was
a good movie.
Sofia Coppola directed that movie. That was a brilliant movie.
Flowers was a good movie. It was
Yeah.
like a weird movie, but it was good.
But I like watching a movie or a documentary on him fucking with people. Doesn't
that sound amazing?
That sounds glorious.
Dude, how cool would that be if he just walked up and grabbed a fry from you? You're like sitting at a table.
Yes.
He just grabbed a fry. You'd be like, dude, holy fuck, that's
you got to check out the trailer, man. It's one of those things to where the guy gets footage and the guy's like, yeah. And he show a kid or a guy at a party and be like, oh my God, you can't believe, you got to get over here. Bill Murray is serving drinks at this frat party. And he's like, it's like one of those things. Or it's like, Bill Murray is on the dance floor at my wedding.
He's like using his celebrity status in a positive way, where he's not running from the paparazzi. He's creating it. Right. Yeah. He's like, I don't give a shit. I'm Bill Murray. I'm going to have fun with this.
Well, he has no manager. He has no agent.
Yeah, he doesn't even carry a phone.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
He doesn't have any of that. He has an answering machine and the answering service, and he'll randomly change the numbers, and then he'll reach out to somebody, or they'll know.
Yeah, apparently it's like when they approach him to do a movie, it's like a real motherfucker to get a hold of him.
Really?
Is what was said, yes.
The only person that can is Wes Anderson, who can just reach out to him directly. Because he's like, he has all the faith in the world at Wes Anderson.
And he's disconnected from everything else. He doesn't want to be involved with everything else. He
doesn't have his Twitter account going on there.
No, he gives two shits about that stuff.
I'm obviously kidding.
And I saw he got interviewed by Charlie Rose, I think, and it was one of those things where he was like just talking about where he is in his life and how he's just trying to maintain this sense of presence, right? Very zen, right? And it's really like, if you ever done any meditation or anything like that, not to get too into it, but I know if you ever done it, like the hardest thing to do is to be present, because you're trying to always look forward to what the next thing is, or look past at past regrets and things
problems,
that you fucked up and shit like that. And it's like to be able to say, "Bam, I am right here, absorbing everything right now." He just conveyed that's where he wants to live, and this documentary that this person.
Oh, I totally watch it. Absolutely.
It just seems like that's
a good segue into our next segment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Chi. I'm just kidding.
No, it's good. We got to move on anywhere. It's probably kicking.
I just thought it was interesting stuff. So moving on to our topic, as we waxed on about the news, Iron Fist season 2 hit last Friday, and we all made the commitment. We ripped off the Band-Aid. Jerry, we tried to rope you in, but you're...
No, I watched...
How'd you do?
I'm in just about done season 1.
Okay.
So my excuse is shift work.
Nah, whatever.
And we already
We're not here to jumped into it, so I like it, though. I like where it's going.
We already watched season 1, so you were playing...
Yeah.
Do you mind if we...
No, I don't mind at all.
Okay, so I'm just going to announce it right now. We're going to spoil the fuck out of this thing. Right. What we're going to do is what we do normally is we'll go do the round table, give her a thumbs up, thumbs down, and then we'll get into it. So I'm giving it a thumbs up. I enjoyed the series for sure. I think it's not my favorite out of the Netflix Marvel.
Jessica Jones, right? On that rack-a-meter I gave you?
Yeah,
it's bullshit, right?
And I enjoyed Jessica Jones, but it's not number one.
That's an ex-Rotten Tomatoes employee.
Yeah.
You know what? Every time I watch a movie on Netflix,
now you think of that, right?
I think of him and his Rotten Tomatoes. I'm like,
yeah, dude.
Yeah,
he got us on it,
fuck those tomatoes.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, it's only because The Last Jedi fucked us all up over that.
Still, though, he's got a good point.
Yeah, he does. I'm not knocking him.
Good point.
And so I did enjoy it. I'm enjoying it. I've enjoyed it so much so that I am actually looking forward to a 3. I'm not like, this thing sucked and I'm out. But Daredevil's still the king, and Punisher
1 and 2.
Yeah,
I go 1, 2, then Daredevil.
Yeah.
I mean Daredevil 1 and 2, then Punisher. Then I would go Iron Fist season 2. That's just me.
Yeah, I would say that's fair assessment. You know,
the action sequences were phenomenal in this movie.
They stepped up their game for the action sequence. What about you guys? What do you think?
I would obviously I'm going to give it a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
The only thing I had was everything was awesome. It probably would have been a 2 thumbs up if it wasn't for the end scene. I kind of thought that was kind of gay.
That wasn't my discrepancy. But go ahead. Go with
No. I mean, I just thought. I mean, I knew he was going to get the Iron Fist back. I got that, but I thought the whole like lighting it up with 2 guns and shooting the bullet.
Right,
I thought
I can speak to that.
I thought it was kind of cheesy on that. You know what I mean? But everything else leading up to that, I thought was fantastic. I thought the little twist with his girlfriend actually being a part of the lore and the legend of the Iron Fist, of only the one person to ever defeat the Iron Fist was this one character, and she was related to him.
Yeah,
I like that whole aspect. It kind of like had a twist and a turn. Like the action sequences, fantastic. I thought the writing was good. It was solid.
Yeah, I agree.
I got aggravated about the.
What did you think? Did you like it or not?
Yeah, thumbs up. I thought it was great.
Jerry, you're on board too.
I like it. Yeah,
I didn't.
All right, so let's get into spoilers then.
Okay.
And let him talk about it. You got a chance.
No, that's what I want to do. I want to make sure everybody gives a thumbs up, so whoever's listening doesn't get tripped up over us.
I got a chance to talk. You got a chance to talk. I was just
he's got the floor. I'm just saying that I want to get that through. So if anybody is listening and hasn't watched it, they can go and say, all right, well, Nick, John, and Jamie show said it was awesome. I'm going to watch it,
right,
and then come back to watch.
It's worth watching
for
sure.
Yes.
Agreed
For sure.
So continue
Sir
watching.
Jamie.
Second season gets better.
My only problem was, and I kind of know about like the Iron Fist lore or whatever, so I kind of knew what they were going to do, but I did not like how at the end when Colleen got the fist, I thought that like went down kind of like shitty, and then like it was like a weird thing at the end, like with him and her. And then he like obviously like dips off, but and she made it like, I don't know. It was weird because she like made it like, you know, she's like the ultimate Iron Fist.
She's not the ultimate Iron Fist.
I know.
She's the only person she's related to this queen.
Yes.
She's the only person that ever defeated the Iron Fist one-on-one combat.
I got the story.
Supposedly.
I got the story, but I just thought it was like, I don't know. It's kind of chintzy, but I do know why he had the guns and stuff.
Why did he have the guns? Explain that to me, because I didn't understand that.
So there was a predecessor to Danny Rand who was the Iron Fist. This is going into, they dipped a lot into comic book lore, man. They really took a lot, especially from this Matt Fraction, Ed Brubaker run in DC, which wasn't. It was pretty recent. I mean, the Iron Fist in the comics has been around since '74, and so they had a run. And of course, Iron Fist came about because of all of the hype around martial arts in the early '70s, especially Kung
Fu, Lee, and all that. Yeah,
that's a good segue into the next part of the podcast. There,
yeah. So it really did. It came around. But the thing about comics in the '70s was a lot like what the '70s was. A lot of '70s wasn't exactly
smoking weed and porn.
Well,
mustaches.
There's that, but it was like they characterized some of these characters as a very stereotypical character, right? I mean, Luke Cage. Where's Luke Cage got to be from? Well, he's got to be from Harlem, right? Well, and it's like. And so they depicted him that way. And so you fast forward to, more modern time, and they start to layer in this complexity around these characters. So some of the complexity was this lineage that the Iron Fists there was multiple Iron Fists, not just one. So one of the Iron Fists was this guy named Orson Randall. He was the predecessor. They mentioned him because they brought the casket out and they took off the corpse.
Yeah. That was him.
Well, that was him. And what his deal was, he was a bit of an unconventional hero. Like he had a drinking problem. He was in and out of sort of this.
But he was a double fist.
He had 2 fists, but he also could channel the energy into gunplay, right? And so he used his chi to charge the guns and then charge the bullets that came.
So that's where
guns.
that guy came from.
That's where that guy came from, and that's where that end scene with Danny Rand. That's why they were paying homage to that.
Did you notice the Orson one had bullet holes in them too?
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, in the scene in his casket, you could see bullet holes.
No kidding. That's
badass.
Cool.
See all that shit is cool. I mean, I didn't read the comics, but knowing what Marvel's been doing with the movies and adding their little paying little homages to the comic books,
I can't believe how much
fantastic.
they did.
And that's why that's great. And my thing is, I think the third season should start out with how he got the Iron Fist back. Like somewhere in the middle between the 4 months. Totally. They can't go right into after.
Well,
that's going to be a little fucked up. We want to know how he got it back.
I agree.
That's why I didn't totally dislike the very ending of it.
All right,
because
maybe they'll make more sense later.
That's fine that you didn't like it. I'm just saying it's because they gave you like a taste. Because my feeling is the way they left you with like Colleen and him and how he like split up and then went off into his own thing or whatever. You're just like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? That's kind of shitty. But I think that's why they gave you like a little bit of, they gave you a little nip. They're like, you know.
See, I always liked this character because I didn't like it in the beginning, but when I first watched the first season,
it makes sense.
I love the lure of it all. It's more than
there's deep lure, man.
Like you watch Luke Cage and it's like, all right, he's a freak experiment. It's like, all right, he's bulletproof. All right, that's kind of cool.
It's pretty.
Jessica Jones is strong. I'm like, that's cool. Daredevil's always badass. I'm not getting away from that, but I'm just saying that of the other three. I mean, at least he has a backstory. There's a reason why Danny Rand became the Iron Fist. There's more to it. There's more to grab onto.
Yeah.
Like we said before, more meat on the bone.
His letter was interesting to Colleen, too. That was pretty cool. He's like, I didn't know if I was supposed to be the Iron Fist. And because of, like, was I actually supposed to be the Iron Fist to give it to you? Because you should be the Iron Fist? Like
Well, she wasn't the Iron Fist. She's,
yeah, she's like the queen or whatever. I know,
she's not the queen. It's not. It's like a different kind of power. It's the same kind of power, but it's different.
But he was thinking that like his path was to ultimately lead the Iron Fist to her.
And that was 4 months before. Then you see him. Yeah, it was 4 months later. He has the Iron Fist. I do like
that. Was pretty cool.
The one thing I did like how he became best friends with pretty much the guy who used to bully him when he was younger.
Ward. Yeah.
Ward.
Which that was a cool thing too.
Like you see in the first season, Ward is like a dick to him the whole time.
Right.
In the second season, that totally changes. Ward is like totally immersed in being Danny's brother, looking out for Danny and vice versa.
That was really tasteful too, how they did Ward's story.
With the kid.
Totally tasteful.
Yeah, I liked it.
Let me tell you something. Okay, so I'll go with my problems with the series. So there was a lot to love about the series, a lot of the nods to the Marvel canon, but a couple of things that I did not. I think the acting is still real stiff, and the only two actors that I think that were really like exceptional were Ward and Joy. I thought their performances in this were phenomenal. I don't think everybody else was total shit. I think they were decent, but compared to their performances, I thought that they just crushed it. They chewed up the scenery.
I thought Danny was good because
I thought Danny was good too.
No, I just like because he plays that good character, and that's another reason I like this series too. Is because he's always the guy that's like, you know, like the peacekeeper, and he doesn't care if you like walk all over him, but he got like walked on to the point where he had to step up and make like a strong decision.
No, I like the Danny character.
I think he played a great character. Like he's like really good for that.
And I like the Davos character. I thought
you're right. Davos was great too.
Davos was great because you look at Luke Cage and the character that everybody was supposed to hate. What's her face? Luke Cage is the girl that ran the
Misty.
Yeah. She annoyed the shit out of me, and she's actually a really good actress. And just in the second season, she just wasn't that good.
Yeah,
but Davos in this one played a guy crazed for power of the Iron Fist, and you could see it in him, like in his eyes.
Yeah, the story was
good. Obsessed.
Yeah, and he was obsessed with it. You know what I mean? About his way is the right way, and I love the power. I want the power. It's my power, my right, whatever.
You're right. I did like how they played off like Danny was a little intoxicated by that same thing too.
That was good because
clever.
Him and his brother had like a common ground. Even Ward said to him when they were sitting there, he's like, "Dude, I get it.
Yeah.
It might not be your dragon, but this is my dragon. Yeah. So I get that."
So one of the other things that bugged me about it is that the whole thing is predicated on Joy's
hatred
and vengeance, where he didn't.
She said she couldn't take it out on Ward,
but Meacham was really killed by Ward.
But what she even said,
Right?
she
Yeah, she
said
did.
the word. She said the word in it. She goes, "A reason why I took it out on Danny is because I couldn't bring myself to take it out on you."
And I thought that, and you know what? You're right. They were very clever about filling
Because we all
plot
knew
holes.
who was the real problem. What about the Ward hid it from her for years? Danny only knew about it for what?
And whenever he came
5
back-
days?
Yeah, and if you remember from last season, Meacham was trying to beat the shit out of him
Yeah.
with that pipe.
Yeah.
And he just kicked him, and he fell back into that rebar or whatever the hell
Yeah.
that was. And by the way, he wasn't really dead until Ward put a bunch of bullets in him and sent him over the balcony.
Yeah.
So it's really like, does Danny explain this to Joy, and then she never goes for Davos?
What do you mean?
Does she go, listen, he was beating me with a pipe and he tried to kill me, and all I did was kick.
All she sees of Danny is when he stepped into her life went to shit.
Yeah.
And instead of blaming Ward, which he's covered up the shit for so many years, she blamed Danny for unearthing it all.
Yeah, and then Ward didn't even tell Joy till like the last couple episodes of what the dad actually did to him.
True.
And
So she didn't know the backstory.
She had no idea the backstory.
It just seemed to me a little bit of a stretch that she would go.
I agree. Her character and the reason why her arc to get where she got, how pissed off she was, I agree. It didn't seem like it was enough there to put her over the top, considering
Well,
how good she was in the first season.
But the only reason I bought that is because she's a Meacham.
Ooh, that's a good point, though.
Because the dad, dude, because if you look at the progression of the dad,
The dad only got that way when he was brought back to life.
but
then he got like obsessed with, and then supposedly that stuff that brings you back
Okay,
to
I
life
see what you're
makes you a little crazy about
So
stuff.
you're right, and this is where it gets a little muddy with the canon of.
but did he already kill the parents before he got brought back to life?
Yes. No.
No.
He didn't kill the parents.
Yeah, he was part of the plot.
The clan did.
Yeah,
the
but
hand did. I mean,
but he's
sorry.
the one who helped plot the story.
So-
Did,
in the comic
did he?
book.
Yes.
In the
He-
comic book, I don't
no,
remember.
in
No, you're
the show,
right
he
about
helped.
that.
He helped the hand plot the whole plane
I'm trying
ride.
to think. Was it after or before? No, because he got cancer after.
Yeah,
It was
sure.
after. It was after. Maybe you're right. I don't know. Maybe you could be right.
So in the comic book, he straight up kills his dad. Straight up, and then when his mom and young Danny are trying to escape, or she runs away. She's running towards Kunlun,
Which I don't think is going, by the way.
So there's something about the comics where,
Because I don't think it's going. I think
The dragon is what you're talking about, right?
well, I'm talking about Kunlun Kunlun is in the comics, right? It's this place that appears
Every often.
10 years,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, it's 15.
Well, it's in the comic. It's every 10, but it's actually one of, I think, 7 cities.
Well, they even mentioned this in this episode where they were unveiling that thing, and she was talking to the Asian lady about the map, about the city that's a mystical city, and she's like, "What, Kunlun?" And she's like, "No, not Kunlun. I never even heard of Kunlun. It's this other one."
Yes, that's exactly right.
Right.
So there's
I guess that makes sense now that you
7
bring that.
cities, right? And so, and every, I think, 80 years or something like that, or 88 years, they get together and they have this big tournament and everything. So,
And that's where the hand came from too. 'Cause
Maybe
they were in a city.
Maybe
too.
that's where there's 6 hands.
well, I'm not
From
sure.
each city has a hand. Or a version
that
of
I'm
it.
not sure of.
But that would be cool though if there's 6 of them, or if there's multiple hands.
Well, the reason I'm talking about all the other stuff is that when he, like,
that's what I mean. There's so much more meat on this bone
Exactly.
than the other two.
Exactly.
You could go so many different directions.
Yes, so he's traveling at the end of the series. He's traveling to go find out this
where the body came from.
Yeah, where the body came from, but also to really figure out what's going on with
Because there's more to
his
it.
history
'Cause
and the
he's-
lineage of the Iron Fist.
Yeah, because he said there's only half the story.
Yes.
He kept talking about that at the end. He's like talking about, I guess, the master, whoever told him he's the Iron Fist. And
Yes.
he's like, you only told us half the story. And that was Davos' dad, I'm assuming.
Yeah, he was like the main.
They never talked to him. They showed his mom a couple times. They never met. They never actually.
Well, he was the guy in the season 1 that was talking to Danny.
No, he was the guy that declared that Danny was.
But I mean, they didn't have an individual conversation. Like the mom actually was in a conversation that you're like, oh, I can relate to this.
But that was the guy that was talking to Danny in season 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was the guy that would come back to him.
So I thought that, again, the series was great. It offered a lot of information. I do think, though, that the series shifted focus.
What do you mean?
Meaning that Danny became less in the forefront than Misty and Colleen.
Towards the end, they did.
I think halfway through.
Yeah. Well, no, I think it had to go. If they're really making a season 3, and I think where they're going to lead it to is finding the other cities and the more info on that, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I think it had to go that way. And she has to go on her part, go in her direction. So I think it might be good that it's just not seriously just focused on Danny.
Yeah,
I could open it up. Maybe it's a setup.
The show is called Iron Fist,
and it's still about him.
Danny Rand.
And it's still about Danny Rand.
Yeah,
but
I just think that he took a bit of a back seat. And I thought he was a little bit of a bitch when she was walking away, and she got the dramatic, I'm the walking away person, and then you look back, and he's there with
well, Danny's always been the bitch.
Yeah, but with tears in his eyes.
Yeah, because he was like confused, kind of. Like, it was not confused, but he lost something that he really wanted and sacrificed it pretty much.
And
he gave it up for her.
But then he was already in a tailspin of why he even got the Iron Fist in the first place. Like why he is
exactly what women do. They don't give a shit.
Yeah, pretty much. No, but why he actually had the drive to get the Iron Fist. Like what was the point of him? Like he didn't know. Like, well, he knew, but he wanted a clearer answer.
He definitely felt. You could tell he felt like he lost his way. Right?
Yes,
I agree.
Not lost his way in his chi. I think he was more centered than he's ever been at the end. I think he lost his way in the sense of his purpose. I think as himself, he knows what he is.
He was just trying to find out what it meant.
What it meant all. What everything meant about the Iron Fist and why he wanted it so much. What was the purpose of it?
Yeah, what was it?
Kunlun's
well, and that's why he's on his journey, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and so and I think that's fine. I think just on a separate note, a great story. I think I love all the nods to the Marvel canon. I think that I'm definitely interested. I'm invested. I'm in for whatever season 3 is going to be.
Do you take it back about season 1?
No, he was a weak ass bitch in season 1, and those fight scenes were whack.
No, they were.
They were whack. But I'm saying, like,
did you know the season 1 to season 2? Not that you hate the meter, but it was the highest jump from one season to the next in the tomato meter ever in Rotten Tomatoes.
No, I agree with you on the fight scenes, but the reason, like, that's like the whole play on Danny Rand now. That's why I didn't think it was that bit.
I think
because that's the way he's supposed to be. Is like
he's supposed to be.
Yeah, Jamie. I think your approach, your reasoning behind it was spot on. His chi was all jammed up. He's in this new situation. He's got all kinds of stuff going on in his life.
He's like a hippie. You know what I mean? He's like, yeah, cool, man.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and okay. So here's the other thing. Like, how come he had to get trained by his girlfriend? Like
that, yeah, I didn't
get that at all.
I didn't get that either.
Like,
what was the
baddest of the badass?
Yeah, and she even says he's the best. He's the best
fighter she's ever seen.
That
was like 2 episodes.
But that's what I mean.
That.
I think if you took it all into consideration, I think they're
valid.
They're pushed him back just enough to where they were having their cake and eating it too. And mind you, Misty Knight and Colleen Wing formed their own private investigation agency.
Do they?
Called Nightwing Restoration, I think.
Do they later on?
Yeah.
You think they're probably setting that up. That's why.
If they get a huge response, I wouldn't be surprised.
I didn't like the whole Misty thing. I don't mind that his girlfriend, it's a big part of his life. I didn't mind her having her limelight. Well, I didn't like the whole Misty coming in and jumping in.
I like Misty coming in, but I didn't like her chiming the fuck in
all the time.
It's like, oh, you should take the Iron Fist. It's like, dude, shut
up. What the fuck do you know about it?
You didn't even know what the fuck it was.
How about you say thank you for your arm and get the fuck out?
By the way, in in the Marvel universe, the Rand Corporation doesn't make that arm. It's Stark.
Stark. I had a
Stark.
feeling.
Oh,
I was questioning this. I was actually thinking about this. Is like, do they because they're $billion industries? They're in
Dude,
the same.
Cloak and Dagger mentions them both.
What?
Yeah, they do.
But you said the show wasn't good.
It's not great. It's good, but I was like, my
I'm
ears.
not watching it now, John.
It's stinky.
It's you know what it is? It took a long time to figure what it was.
They did the Legion thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, too long.
Before we get on our topic, I do want to ask you guys a question. I know you watched it. The Jack Ryan thing.
Yes.
I know we can't get into it too much because we want to get into our topic, but
Yeah.
you liked it? Thumbs up?
I
thumbs down?
thoroughly liked it, man. It's a good show.
It's a really good show,
Really
right?
good show.
And it was good acting,
Good acting all the way around.
storyline.
Good story. Didn't look like because it goes to Amazon, they cheesed out or cut
No,
corners
man.
or
I thought
anything.
they definitely went to the 9 with this.
They
Did you
delivered.
watch
Good.
it?
No, not yet. It's on my list.
Dude, you
Check
gotta
it out,
watch
man. It's good. We'll talk about it.
I'm gonna watch that.
Then you'll be. Then
gonna
when
try
you
to
come
watch it
back,
this
you'll
weekend.
only be.
Yeah, watch it this week
Yeah.
so we can.
You only
we
be
can talk
two
about it
away.
next week.
Two away from
You're-
your golden
it's
jacket.
only
Good,
10 episodes.
good.
Yeah, I'll watch it this weekend.
It's only 10, and it's the acting's really well done. The storyline's, I think, really good.
Yeah, it's tight.
We got to
Yeah.
get to our topic because I have a list.
All right, let's get
Yes.
to the topic. Let's get to the topic.
Yeah. So overall, definitely thumbs up on Iron Fist season 2. Another thing, I mean, a couple of things that I do want to point out, though.
What, the trailer at the end? By the way,
Daredevil.
Of course.
I didn't know it was at the end, and then I sent you that link, and I'm like,
Well, that's why it's
"Damn
called-
it, there
Yeah,
was a-
But that's why it's called a trailer.
Daredevil.
No.
After credits.
After
Yeah.
credits, they show a trailer to
Alright,
Daredevil, and I found the trailer online,
Alright.
but I didn't know it was the after credits.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So there was.
Yeah, that was badass.
What'd you guys think about the Mary Walker character?
Awesome. I liked it.
I did.
I liked it too. You know who she was?
Alice Eve,
No, but
Star Trek.
Yeah, she was that too. She was also too hot for what the fuck is that comedy a couple years ago? What the fuck is that?
Roseanne.
There was a movie.
2.5 Men.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
God, I can't think of it now.
But anyway, she was Alice Eve. She was in Star Trek. She's
beautiful.
She did a
She's
phenomenal. Oh yeah,
beautiful.
she's gorgeous. She did a phenomenal job. So actually, that character is, of course, comic book lore. Typhoid Mary. All right, started out as this Daredevil character. Daredevil actually kind of created her, threw her out a window or fell out of a window.
But they went to a different way with that.
Yeah, but she's 3 characters actually.
Supposedly they didn't touch on the third one. They
So
said
there's-
there is.
Yeah, so there's definitely 3 characters in
She's even
comic.
crazier than the other one.
That's the one that let her out of where? The jail in what?
Yep.
In
I can't-
Sokovia.
it's Sokovia.
Sokovia.
Yeah,
that's
they
right.
did a nod to Sokovia. I thought that
Damn,
was
they,
really
they
cool.
just really fucking I love Marvel. They tie everything
Yeah,
together.
man. Although, Nick, you said something that blew my mind. I thought that would have been awesome.
What?
You said at the end, before you finished the series, you texted me, she said, I hope
Daredevil. I hope at the end of Daredevil.
that was the end of Daredevil.
That's what I hope at the end, because that's the next one. I hope at the end of Daredevil,
Oh, that would be cool.
maybe Daredevil fades away or something like that.
Yeah, like
'Cause,
somebody gets hit with the snap.
Because they were originally thinking about the Russo brothers putting Daredevil in the movie.
Well, that would be interesting.
But they shied away from it.
Do you know Danny Rand was Daredevil for a little bit?
Did not know.
True fact.
Yeah, did not know.
Yeah, it was Danny Rand. Danny Rand was Daredevil when they went through the Civil War thing where they had to do the Superpower Registration Act. Of course, they do it as the Sokovia Accords in the movies, but he had to do the thing where he dressed up as Daredevil. So because someone had leaked out Matt Murdock's secret identity or Daredevil's secret identity,
And then Matt Murdock walked up.
Yeah, exactly.
But he had to show his karate expertise and all that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Jack.
But I thought so. She plays Mary or Mary Walker, which is timid. This, the person in the that you saw. Then she played Typhoid Mary, which was the other persona. But then the one you didn't see was
They hinted to.
Bloody Mary, which is
It's
kind of a
just
terrible
spat-
name if
I
you're
guess
if
she
you
just
brunch.
spazzes the hell out.
Well, that was the one who just tore the place up and got her out of Sokovia.
Dude, it's like Split.
Totally, man.
Yeah.
Totally. But they're doing these nods to the comic, the Marvel lore. Like, really, I love it. I
So
really think
tastefully.
It's great.
It's just like guys like Jerry, I don't read comics, so I guess you didn't either.
No.
But these guys, they pick up on this shit, and then they tell us, and it's just like, man, that's just so badass that they filtered that in. I think it's awesome.
And so it's good stuff.
Oh, I thought you were.
Jamie's got a tinkle.
Why don't we get to the topic? Because I know our man Jerry here has a list.
So real quick,
I got tinkle too at some point. So
you guys and your tiny bladders.
well, no,
See, it's not me this time,
No,
John.
it's the 4
I'm
beers.
holding it in, man. I am holding it in.
I'm doing my best here.
I'm putting diapers on everybody next time.
A little depends going on here.
One thing I do want to call out in all these movie things that I was just thinking about in all these Netflix series, and especially in this last one, nobody calls the cops. Nobody ever calls the cops.
No, you don't need to.
Although, Jerry, if you ever get a call and it says code 616, is that what happens when you got a code? It's a code,
I'm
right?
not sure what that code is, but
They say that over
That's a superpower person.
Is that what it is?
But when someone calls something in, like they say
it in
it's
the show.
How do they say it? Like if there's a breaking and entering, how would you communicate that to somebody else?
oh, like to my other guys?
Yeah.
Oh, we just say like
Or dispatch does it to you.
Oh, dispatch will say Paul 94. I'm like, go ahead. There's a guy breaking into a house at 123 Main Street.
Okay,
there's not a code.
So we just
There's not a code
go
for it?
lights and sirens there.
There's
Oh,
not a
really?
code-
Although a burglary is at 1049.
there you go.
there
That's
you
what
go.
I'm
That's
talking
what I'm
about.
talking about. Yeah,
1049.
1049.
So in this next series, in the
Iron Fist 2.
Yeah.
Iron Fist season 2, they actually do a code 616, possible suspect with abilities.
Oh.
Well, actually, they don't say abilities. She goes to what are
Misty Knight,
What is that? She goes, that's a suspect with abilities.
right? So, but the thing is that 616 is actually a nod again to the Marvel comic books. Earth 616, because people do all kinds of stories about multiple dimensions on thousands of different Earths. Well, the main Earth,
Infinite,
like the Earth, is Earth 616. Apologies, folks, for that abrupt ending. We were having so much fun with the podcast and talking with our friend Jerry that we lost track of time. And, of course, in losing track of time, we lost track of disk space, and we ran out of said disk space. So we do want to continue the conversation. We're going to bring Jerry back where we were headed with that conversation, just to fill you in on the couple of minutes that we had after we realized that the recorder had stopped. Was we were going to continue into talking about our favorite martial arts scenes, our favorite karate scenes, our favorite kung fu scenes, our favorite scenes, along with the actors that played in those scenes. You know, the Bruce Lees of the world, the Steven Seagals and the Chuck Norrises. And we're going to bring Jerry back, and we're going to talk about all of that stuff. So thank you for joining us for this week's episode of the Nick, John, and Jamie Show. Please be sure to subscribe to our show on iTunes and Google Play and Stitcher and Spotify and YouTube. And if you're really, really enjoying the show, leave us a kind word or two, and perhaps even a 5-star review would be nice. And if you want to follow us or catch up with us on the old social media, you can follow us on Twitter at NJJ Show, Instagram at NJJ Show, or if you're on the Facebooks, search the Nick, John, and JB Show, and you can subscribe to our page. Thanks again, everybody, and have an awesome week.